Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today we have a special video for you guys. It is a Battlegrounds card reveal. This card was provided by Blizzard, and we're going to have a little bit of a dev interview after the reveal with Dom. Now, Naga, they are coming to Battlegrounds. They did have like a dev post so you can see a bit more about it. I'll have a link for that in the description below. Now, Naga and their mechanic Spellcraft allows for very different playstyles. So, the card I'm about to reveal is Glow Scale, and I will describe what the Spellcraft mechanic is. So, Glow Scale is a 5-drop. It is a 4/6, and it gives you Spellcraft. And the Spellcraft card gives you Divine Shield. So what is Spellcraft? How does this work? Spellcraft is a mechanic that triggers when you play the card for the first time. So it's kind of like a Battlecry effect in that regard, but it's not a Battlecry effect. So you're not going to get like double the effect with Bran. Now, the Spellcraft effect will also trigger at the start of each turn. So you're going to get this effect every turn. Now, the card that's generated from Spellcraft, you have to use that the turn it's generated. It's like a card that's going to disappear after. The way you want to look at this is it's like, in this case, for Glow Scale, because the Spellcraft gives Divine Shield, it's as if you can give Divine Shield to itself, for example. But you can give it to a different card. You can give it to a card in Bob's Tavern. That will also go away, by the way. And it allows you a more dynamic playstyle because instead of locking in your decisions, your Divine Shields, let's say, you have the option to use the card that you get from the Spellcraft every single turn differently each turn based on what your opponent might have and how you might be able to counter him. So it sets up a Battlegrounds game state where there's going to be more play and counterplay than before. Should be pretty exciting. Let's hear a little bit more about it from the dev. So here I am joined with Dom. He is one of the designers for Battlegrounds, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about the new stuff. So let's get into it. Tell us why you chose Spellcraft as the Naga keyword and if it might show up on other minions.
Yeah, so Naga are all about casting spells. We've seen that in Voyage to the Sunken City and Standard Hearthstone, and now they're coming to Battlegrounds with their own spell slinging action. And Spellcraft is the new keyword. It gives you a spell every turn so that you can do cool new things.
Yeah, and about new cool things, we have a new hero, Queen Ashara. Why don't you tell us about it and her new hero power?
That's right. Queen Ashara, her hero power needs you to reach 30 total attack with your warband, and at that point she transforms into Naga Queen Ashara and begins her Naga conquest. Your hero power becomes 1 gold, discover a Naga, and then you can make a huge army of Naga.
That is going to be a lot of cards, a lot of Naga, and these Nagas, they have Spellcraft, and the Spellcraft generates cards constantly in your hand. This will lead to some careful hand management. You got any tips for us?
Yeah, one nice part of Spellcraft is that when the minion is trying to add its spell to your hand, if you already have 10 cards and there's no hand space, it will wait to add that spell until later when you do have hand space. So you don't have to worry about running out of space there.
Well, us slower players should have some benefit from that mechanic for sure. Now, I imagine it's going to be quite a bit of a shakeup with Naga and their new Spellcraft mechanic. What kind of builds do you see thriving from the new mechanic?
There are going to be a lot of different builds, different ways for you to use these spells. One is to just go full Naga, lots of Spellcraft minions, casting lots of spells, and using new cards like Tide Mistress Athissa to buff your Naga by casting those spells. But there are other ways to use them, like with other minion types. You could use Glow Scale with Divine Shield on mechs or a poisonous minion. And you can always use spells from other cards like blood gems or coins to synergize.
Now, what about the buddies?
Buddies are rotating out to make room for Naga. That will be a big shakeup in itself, but it also gives us space to do more powerful things and have less complication going on overall.
Well, that sounds great. It should be quite a fresh face to Battlegrounds. I can't wait to play it. Thank you for joining me today, Dom.
Thanks for having me.